Just a brief introduction in case you are still interested to join our Young Influencer program and to know more about what will happen in this week. We're actually having some open sessions this week, 5 sessions in total. And today, gender equality is the first session. Same time on tomorrow, and from tomorrow, Tuesday to Friday, we will have topics covering like natural history and sustainable fashion, if you like clothes, or even on the environment, and even on chocolate and fair trade. So if you like to eat, if you like to know about history and the world, do come and join our other sessions at the same time, 5:30, mostly 5:30, except on Thursday, that's a 6:30 session. So please mark this date down if you're interested, and we hope to see you again. So for our SDG Young Influencer program, we are targeting at young people who are from 10 years old to 14 years old, and it is a program for them to learn more about the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, what is the Sustainable Development Goals? So yes, Benita has just shared the link of the program in the chat box. So in case you want to sign up for the program, or you want to share it to your friends so that you can all sign up together, feel free to do so, because we will also have some activities later on, like in-person events, and you can meet other friends from other schools as well. Now, I was talking about the Sustainable Development Goals. As you can see here on the screen, there are many colorful boxes, colorful squares. There are 17 goals that the United Nations has come up with. If you're not familiar of what the United Nations is, basically it's so for every country there's a government, and there's a very large organization that looks after all the countries in the world. So that's a and look after the different policies, and that is the United Nations. That is an institution. There are 17 goals. And they're set to, and we hope to achieve them in 2030. Now it's 2022, so there's still only around 7.5 years until we try to meet these goals. You may think it's a long time, but actually 7.5 years is quite a short time, and we try to do as much as possible to make our world a better place. And today we are talking about gender equality, which is the 5th goal. Can you find gender equality on the screen? So you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a icon here, with the red background color. That is gender equality. There are also many other goals, such as no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, clean water, etc. I'll not be going through that one by one, but if you're interested, as I mentioned, there are also the 4 other sessions later in this week, which will cover some of the other goals. For all these 17 goals, they focus on different areas. For today, gender equality, this goal particularly focuses on people like you and me. So we focus on how to enhance the life and the quality of people. As you can see, it is the one in the middle. So along with others like zero hunger, no poverty, good health and well-being. So we are in the middle tier, the purple tier today. We focus on people, how to make people live better, how to make people have a better quality of life. Oops. Now, I would like to introduce you to this term. Some of you, I believe you may have heard of this word already. It's called privilege. If you don't have to think about it, it is a privilege. So often we use this term, sometimes when we say, oh, I have a privilege over other people. What does it mean? There are some examples that I would like to share with you in terms of this topic that we're talking about today in terms of gender. Let's look at the 3 examples on the screen. The first one, for example, I can say, I have never been asked to do a task because I am a boy or a girl. For example, like, oh, I have never been asked to help to cook because I'm a boy. I have never been stopped from playing with certain types of toys, perhaps playing with robots, or because I am like with certain types of toys. For example, it could be dolls or cars, or I have not been the only girl or boy in an activity that I joined. Like, for example, dancing, or there might be other classes like maybe like badminton, or maybe there are other classes like taekwondo, for example. Now, I would like to invite you all our participants for today to think about, is there any activity or any, for example, in school, or perhaps other extracurricular activities that you participate in, or anything or any task that you are asked to do at home or not to be asked to do at home because you have your privilege. Okay. So let me give you one more example so it's easier for you to understand. For example, I'll use myself. There are many and I want you to think of, especially in the area of gender. That means, oh, I think most of us here today, yeah. So we have the different genders here, mostly different genders here today. So for example, is it because you are there may be some circumstance because you're a girl, then somebody asks you, oh, you don't have to do that because you're a girl. For example, I've never been asked to, let me see, for myself, I would say I've never really been asked to do any kind of maybe like, I'm trying to think of what okay. Oops, I already see some comments here. Yes. I've never been asked to, like, perhaps like do anything related, like to renovate my house, or like to do anything related to things that is like related to like wood, or anything related to like construction or related work, because they think because I'm a female or I'm a lady, and that's why they usually don't try to ask me to do that. I still have to carry fun. Okay, yeah. If you can think of any examples like this, I would like you to share in the chat box. Oh, okay, no. So don't have to carry heavy stuff, but Mavis said I still have to carry 5 kilograms of stuff every day. Mavis, do you mean it is your school bag?
Not only my school bag. Like sometimes I have to help my helper get rice and grocery.
So you still have to carry some like groceries. Is that what I hear?
And 5 stacks of homework.
I see. Okay, so it seems that everyone has a very heavy school bag. I see other examples of people carrying your heavy school bags. I also have the same experience, but for this one, carrying school bag is not related to your gender or your identity. No matter what gender you are, I believe that as long as you have to study, then you will have to carry your 5 or 8 kilograms of school bag to school. But are there any things that you think because I am a girl or because I am a boy, that's why I have the freedom to do? Perhaps it's about, for example, there can be others like, oh, wearing particular types of clothes, or like dressing up, or using certain colors. That may also be. Sure. So Sam mentioned, okay, Sam mentioned having different salary between male workers and female workers. Wow. So that is like, so what Sam is already touching on is a gender inequality, as we can see that Thank you so much for raising the example, because we'll be talking more about this in the slides later on. And Cheryl says that I'm not allowed to dance street dance because it's not graceful for girls. And all boys are not allowed to wear dresses. I would like to invite Cheryl. Do you mind to share more about what you have typed in the chat box?
Well, when I went to a dance that can teach you some hip hop stuff like that and street dance, and my grandma was so angry about it. She said that I should be dancing like Chinese dance or something more graceful. She told me not to dance street dance, and she wanted me to do something like ballet or Chinese dance or play the piano.
So do you know the reason behind like why she thinks street dance is not as like graceful?
Because she thought that street dance were for like boys and not girls.
I see. Thank you very much, Cheryl, for sharing. It's a very personal example, and I also appreciate all your sharing here today. And one thing to keep in mind is what we'll be sharing today with they may, like, it's a very honest sharing. So thank you so much. And that's all. So Olivia also mentioned wearing makeup used to be a girl privilege. Yes. So just now, like for example, like Cheryl's example, it's a we can see that it's a it's a bit of a like what she mentioned is a bit of like the stereotype, like what kind of gender is more suitable or more suitable for certain kind of activity. But now here for this particular activity, I would like you to think more about like for privilege is something that you already can do or you already do not have to do, and you have a more privileged position than other people. And I see that Olivia mentioned that wearing makeup used to be girl privilege. Yeah, so when girls wear makeup, it's very normal. It's very at least it used to be that it seems that it's normal. But for other people of other genders, like boys, if they wear makeup, you may think we may have a second thought about it. People may think, oh, like why are the boys wearing makeup, and they may face more challenges. So this is a very brief introduction to this term. I would like you to bear this term in mind, and I would suggest that after this session, you can give more thoughts and think more about, do you have any other privileges in your life as compared to other genders or other people who are not of your status, of your personal identity. So let us move. So thank you very much for sharing, for all of you. Now, today we talk about gender, but actually gender is only part of the element that contributes to our identity. As you can see here on the screen, there are many other aspects that contributes to who we are, what we are. For example, what kind of age we are. Obviously, you and like most of the participants here, like you are in your, I don't know, 10, 13 years old. I am way older than you are, different age already. Some people may be of different religion. Maybe some people are Christians, some people are Muslims, some people may not have a religion at all. Also, we may be of different race or skin color, and some of us may even have the different physical impairment or disability as well. So there are many elements that we should bear in mind when we talk about a person's identity. It's not just one word or two words we can use to describe. There are many aspects that we can look at. Now, coming back to gender equality, now SDG is the short form of the World Sustainable Development Goal that I mentioned in the very beginning. What is this whole thing about? Like, what is this goal about that the United Nations want to advocate? Remember that I mentioned that in 2030, we hope that all these goals that is listed on the screen, it will happen. The first one, end discrimination against all women and girls. We will talk more about what does it mean by discrimination later. So this is just an overview. The second one is to eliminate violence against all women and girls. And the third one is eliminate all harmful practices, such as child marriage. So child marriage means that in some places, or in some families, children, like perhaps even they're just 13 years old, 10 years old, they're already married. Can you imagine that? They're already married to another person. Yeah. Some kids, just like yourself who are participating here today, they're married to another person already. The fourth goal is to recognize and value unpaid care and domestic work. For example, people who stay at home, some maybe stay at home mom, stay at home father, they do not get a salary, but we still want to recognize the value of what they do, and to ensure women's participation in leadership, in decision making, perhaps in different organizations like government, like companies. And the sixth point is to ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health and rights. Very brief overview, and we'll talk more about these different goals in the slides later. Now, what is gender? We talk about gender equality today, but what is gender? You can see from this very cute cartoon today, which you will see throughout this workshop, is that gender is how a person feels or think he or she is. So today, you feel or think whether you're a boy or a girl. And so I would like to invite you to think about yourself. Do you think you are a boy or you're a girl? Maybe you think, yeah, this question, I do not even have to think of it at all. But actually, we can think of it, and this can even, and there are many, so this can even change. So gender is not something that we are just born with. It is something that we think, and it is here in our brain. It's not just of our outlook. So when there is gender equality, what does it look like? It means that more people, they can have more participation, no matter you are of any gender. People can have more rights. That means they can do, yes, they have more rights in the society. They also have more respect. That means boys, they will respect girls, girls, they will respect boys or people of other gender. And opportunities, just like you all today, no matter what you're a boy or a girl, there are opportunities for you to join this kind of workshop, opportunities for you for education, for opportunities, more opportunities for work. But if there's gender inequality, some of you have already mentioned in the activity, like in the previous activity, there may be like some discrimination, there may be injustice, there may there may be unfairness in between like the different genders. There also be disadvantage. That means, because I'm a boy or because I'm a girl, I cannot do something, or I may enjoy less of some of the rights or some of the privileges in society. Disadvantage. Exclusion. Even in some places in the world, you may also know some gender, especially girls, they may be banned or not being able to go for some opportunities like education. Some girls like your age, they may have never received any education because of their gender. So these are some examples of a gender inequality. Now, what is gender equality? Now you can, so as it says on the screen, basically it's when there is gender equality is that when boys and girls, everyone can enjoy the same rights, same resources, and same opportunities. Now, for example, as you can see that there's a little boy on the screen on the left. He says, I love dancing ballet. It's okay when there's a world that is for gender equality, when a boy says, I love dancing ballet, great, dancing ballet is good. If there's a world of gender equality, Cheryl, no matter you are dancing street dance, ballet, Chinese dance, everyone can dance it. this is when we want to say when everyone believes that gender equality, when everyone embraces gender equalities, and we can do whatever we like and to pursue different activities or interests, no matter of your gender. Now, I would like to invite you to think about, do you think that boys and girls are treated equally? So if you think boys and girls are treated equally now, can you type a yes? If you think boys and girls are not treated equally now, can you type a no in the chat box? Okay. Maybe it's not before, no, now, yes. And some others says that I think yes, but there are still some small issues, and there are others that says no. So I can see that there are different opinions. Some of you think it's on the way to gender equality. Some of you think that even though it seems that there's gender equality, there are some other issues in there. So thank you very much for sharing, and I hope that after this session you can form your like a better opinion of whether you think that there is a gender equality, especially in our society here in Hong Kong these days. But whether you think there is already gender equality here in our society, actually boys and girls should be treated equally. This is what we want. This is our goal. We want everyone to be treated equally, and they should not be discriminated because of their gender. You can see they're all number one. They're all on the same level. Boys and girls, they deserve the same treatment. And no matter you want to play football, basketball, you want to enjoy dancing, we can all do so, and nobody should be excluded. Nobody should be discriminated. This is what we want, and this is what we should all be trying to achieve. But on the other hand, what is gender inequality? Just now, many of you have already shared different examples of what is gender inequality, and here is just some more examples. Just look at the girl on the left, bottom left corner, on the left-hand side. She says, when I grow up, I want to be a firefighter. But some people believe it is for boys to be firefighters. And some people may think I won't be able to. On the right, the boy says that I want to enroll in a ballet class, but I fear my friends will laugh at me and they think I can't. That's it for that it is for girls. So these are just two examples that you may hear or that you may encounter in life, that there are different examples of activities that you want to do but you cannot do because of your gender. And some of you have already shared with us already that you have experienced some gender inequality in your life. And the important thing is gender inequality hurts everyone, hurts both boys, both girls, hurts everyone, because we're not able to do perhaps what we want, or our dreams we may not be able to achieve our dreams just because we are of a certain gender and we may be restricted. So it's harmful for all of us. Another typical example, I'm not sure when you are younger, I can see most of you now, you're in your perhaps primary or even junior secondary school. When you're younger, have you experienced any situation like, you cannot, if you're a girl, you want to try to play some cars, or you want to play some trucks or even some robots, and somebody will say, you're a girl, you should not play the cars and trucks, you should play the dolls instead, or just to play with the mini kitchens and try to pretend to cook. Have you ever experienced a similar situation? this kind of situation, to be honest, okay. So very, very bad for the traditional thinking of a Chinese family. So Sam, can I invite you to share more on your thoughts on this? Is it convenient for you to share your thoughts on the comment that you typed just now? No worries, but okay, let's see. That's fine. Okay, no worries. We can still use the chat box to share our opinions if you want. But yes, for the more traditional thinking, I believe that no matter it is for Chinese family or any type of family, traditionally gender inequality sometimes it has been in the minds of people for a very long time, for a very long time. Or they think that girls should play with the cooking toys, boys should play with the cars, and perhaps sometimes our traditional Chinese values may also add on to it. So thank you very much, Sam, for thinking, for sharing with this. And that's why today we are here to break through this, and also to not be bounded by the traditional values, and to think how we can achieve for a more equal world, no matter where we are in the society. Now, we mentioned the word discrimination. What does it mean by discrimination? When I'll be going through the following few points, I invite you to reflect in your daily life, whether you can also think of examples or whether you have seen examples of discrimination. When a child is discriminated for his or her gender, for example, just because they're a girl or a boy, because they're a boy or because there's a girl, other people may leave him or her out on purpose. Perhaps when you are doing an activity, perhaps when you're playing a game, if you're a boy, we'll not let you in this game. We do not want you to participate. Also, some children may be treated badly or unfairly, or because they are a boy or a girl, and that's why for this game, we don't let them win. Or some children's feelings, we may also hurt his or her feelings. Oh, because you're a girl, you're so weak. Oh, you cannot do this. And by seeing such comments, you may hurt other people's feelings. There may be also examples of even hurting people physically. You may be hitting some people you may hit somebody on their body and hurting them physically because they're a boy or a girl. You can see on the right slide, on the right part of the slide, there are two girls, and they say, "Oh, we are a group of girls, and we do not like boys. Oh, you're dumb. We do not want to play with you." Just by saying this already, it's not just hurting the other person's feeling, hurting the boy's feeling. You're also discriminating somebody because of their gender. So I hope that all of us today, that we can start by practicing tolerance. That means we try not to do the behavior that I mentioned just now. We do not leave other people out of purpose. We do not hurt other people's feelings based on the gender. We try not to do this in our daily life. Actually, boys and girls, they are similar. We are all just people. Today, if you walk away, there are a lot of concepts that we are going to go through today. If you do not remember all of the things I say, remember this slide. Boys and girls are similar, and we as human beings, basically we are the same. Why are we like, what do we share in common? You see, we have our eyes, we have our ears, we have feelings. I feel happy, you feel happy. No matter you're boys or girls, you also have different things that you like and dislike. I like the color green, you like the color orange, he likes the color red. Are there any other characteristics that you can also think of that boys and girls share in common? If you can think of those, I will invite you all to type in the chat box now. Are there any other characteristics that you can think that boys and girls also share? Or you can share with me about that towards later. Okay, let me see. Okay, they may have, okay, so they have the same hobbies, yeah, same interests as well. Like today, some of you share with me that you also, yeah, that you like the cartoon like Sumiko Gurashi. So maybe so many boys and girls, they like them as we may also like the same cartoon character as well. We also go to the same school. We also share like we also have friends, we also have family. So there are many characteristics that we can think that have in common. So I got a question. So Mavis asked that, so all my friends are boys. Does this behavior happen a lot around the globe? I have to be honest. It's very hard for me to answer this question, Dave, because okay, my personal experience when I was in school as well, when I was in university, many of my friends are also boys as well. But I would say I cannot represent the whole globe to share with you, but I would say that it really depends on us. It is okay if all of your friends are of the same gender. It's also okay if you have friends who are of different gender, and that is the majority as well. So there is no, I would say, I have not come across any formal statistics. Maybe we can try to Google that later after this session. But thank you very much for sharing with us about this. But a good thing is if you have friends from other genders, then you can try to learn more and to know more about the different genders when you, like for example, if you're a girl and you have some more friends who are boys, then you can try to learn more about them. So that is a good way for us to also learn about how gender equality and to perhaps to also discuss more with them. But of course, there are some ways that boys and girls are different, and perhaps there are some biological differences. That's why when you're in school, you are in when you go to shopping malls, then you can see there are you may go to different types of bathroom, like the different types of washrooms, but we do not think that that we say that, oh, we do not think that like girl, we are. Okay. I think that girls and boys have different things and we respect the difference. So you can see on the right side, we do not say that, oh, we are different because girls are more intelligent or boys, they're very messy. It's not that we're trying to stick to this. If you think that, oh, girls are more intelligent, boys are messy, this is actually a stereotype already. This is already, we fall into the trap already of thinking that girls and boys are different. I would say that each of us are different, and no matter like whatever gender you are, and each individual, we are different, and we respect our differences. We touched on this, we mentioned about different stereotypes. That means, and stereotypes means that because you're a certain gender, that's why you're expected to do something. You're expected to act, to speak, to dress something, to dress in a certain way. For example, you can see on the screen, when I grow up, like the girl, she says, when I grow up, I have to clean and cook. But actually, I do not want to do so. Because in this society, the stereotype is that girls, when they grow up, they are all females, they should cook and they should be the one taking care of family. This is the stereotype that people have. And I think today in the conversation, in the discussion, some of you have already shared the different stereotypes that perhaps on the activities you do, dancing, or even the dress. I saw that some of you in the conversation, you also mentioned that boys, they're not allowed to wear dress. They're not allowed to dress in skirts other than perhaps the Scottish kilt. So these are some of the stereotypes that we also have in society. And it is important for us to have gender equality. Why? We promote respect among different gender, and that all of us, we can respect each other, and that it also prevents violence. Sometimes you may hear that, oh, like some people, some girls or some boys, they may be attacked because of their gender, and when there is gender equality, then it prevents this kind of violence, and also promotes a more positive relationship between boys and girls. Are there any other reasons that you think that perhaps gender equality is important? Does it help in perhaps even in your life or in other people or in society in general? Are there any other reasons that you also think gender equality is important? I will leave this question for you to think about it more, like in your mind. But there's one thing that I would like to share is that gender equality is everyone's responsibility. Yes, so to give people more freedom and choices. Yes, we mentioned that. So more freedom and more choices, more opportunities to do what they want. In the future, we hope that nobody will say that because you're a girl, you cannot do that. Because of a boy, you cannot do that. Now, there are some examples that you can see here on the screen. These are some phrases that you may hear. I would like to invite I would like to invite you. So when I say, oh, girls can only play with dolls. If you hear somebody say, if you hear other people or somebody tell you or tell other girls that say, oh, girls only play with dolls, what can you say when you hear somebody says this? When you hear somebody says this kind of thing, I would invite you all. You can either type in the chat box, or are there any volunteers that I would that would like to share with me what you can say if you hear somebody says girls can only play with dolls? What can you say if you hear somebody mention this? For those who are not convenient to turn on your camera or your microphone, I would also suggest to type in the chat box. Perhaps I can invite Macy. Hi, Macy. Can you unmute your microphone? Yes. So if you hear, for example, if you hear me, I tell you, oh, Macy, girls can only play with dolls. What will you say to me? What do you think you can say to me? Oh, I don't think we can hear you. Can you try again? Okay, now you're unmuted. Let's try it for once more. Oh, I can't hear you. Maybe the microphone is a bit. Yes. Macy is now unmuted. Okay, so maybe if we can't, so maybe Macy, you can type your answer in the chat box so we can all see your answer, because there may be some technological problem. Yeah, but thank you so much. I can see Macy, she is trying to share. While we're waiting for Macy, well, what about others? What about CM?
It's Sean.
Oh, Sean, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for thank you for correcting me. So if you hear people saying that, oh, boys can't do ballet, only girls dance, what will you say to that person?
Every people is the same. It's quite similar. So boys can also play ballet.
Wonderful. Remember this. If you encounter such sayings or some some people, they're like stereotypical phrases, please reply like this, and you have just demonstrated a very good example. So Mavis said, I won't say impolite, but I will say that he or she is wrong, and the boys and girls have the same rights. I like how you mentioned that you won't be too impolite. It's important to also be friendly and to share with others, because not everyone may think that gender equality is important. But now today you have attended this workshop, you know that it is important, and I hope that you will have the responsibility to spread this message around to the people that you like, the people around you, no matter it is your family, your classmates, or your friends. So thank you very much. So now I would like you to take out your smartphone or your phone to scan this QR code. I believe that many of you are quite familiar with the game Kahoot, and we'll be doing a very simple game on gender equality situation here in the world. So I would like you to take out your phone and you can scan it. I'm also going to share a link in the chat box. Okay, so I'm going to, okay. Do you need any more time in scanning like the QR code?
Joscelin, you have been muted. Sorry, you're muted, Joscelin.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes. So I've also shared the link to the Kahoot in the chat box as well. So if you need that, you can also use the link.
It says that I'm already.
Sorry?
It says I'm already in.
Okay, great. If you're already in,
please.
I can see Chiki, Jean, and then Esther, Mavis, Macy. Is anyone else?
Can you repeat the code?
The code.
Sorry?
Can you show the code, please?
Okay, sure. So the code, let me just go back to the PowerPoint. The code is 4914501. Let me just share it in the chat box as well.
Later on, you have to share screen.
Yes, I will share. I'll be sharing. Yes, I just shared my. Okay, let me just check it. Okay, I think we have most of us in already. Okay, give me a second.
See, can you repeat the code?
Yeah, it's 4914501. You can also. Oh, I realized I didn't share it to everyone. I'm sorry about that. Okay, here.
Okay.
Okay. So let's us start our gender equality quiz, and let's see who will get the most answers. Let's start. Three, two, one. What does gender equality means? This should be an easy one, I guess. So this is about accuracy and also about if the time. So if you press the answer, I believe that you're all very familiar with Kahoot already. Wow, so quick. Both sexes should have equal rights and responsibilities. Great. You all nailed it. So all of you got it right, and Sam is the fastest one. So let's move on to the next question. Could women have a career at the same time as they're raising children? Wow, you're all super quick. Of course they can. Because raising children, it should not be a barrier. It should not be something that stops women from being in a job. And I believe many of your moms, they also have a some of them, they also have a career as well. So there's a change of ranking now. True or false question? Does the ancient believe that men should hunt and women raise kids work in contemporary society, in modern society? Is this still applicable? True or false? Ooh. So I see three of you click. So three of you click false, and I believe so. Does ancient believe that men should hunt and women raise kids work in contemporary society? If you click true, it means that you think that this is still applicable in society nowadays. But if you click false, then it means that you think that this is not working in the modern society anymore. And today we talk about gender equality, right? So this belief that men should hunt and women raise kids is a traditional belief already. So we hope that that this should not be our belief in modern society nowadays. Still have a few questions for us to chase. Yes. Okay, women's task in the family is to actually to pursue their career is also correct. That it means that they can also do this, but do everything they love is including everything. No matter it is career, raising kids, or doing sports, a woman's task should not be bounded by the fact that they are a woman or not. So that's how the answer is: do everything they love. Wow. Okay. Now the fifth question. We're nearly halfway. Globally, how many women and girls alive were married before the 18th birthday? Remember, I mentioned child marriage just now. So in Hong Kong, there is around 7 million people. And the answer is 750 million. 750 million. That is 10 times, is it more than 10? Wow, there's like more than 100 times of the population in Hong Kong. Can you imagine this? So this is the situation now in the world, and this is also because of gender. There's also because of many traditional beliefs and also gender inequality as well. So can you imagine yourself being married tomorrow? For those of you who are 18 or below. So if you are interested in the issue of what child marriage is like, I also encourage you to research more after this workshop today. Now let's take a look. Well, Mandy has answered 5 questions correctly, and I think for some others as well. But I think Mandy is the fastest one. So others, keep it up. There are still some chances. Most women and girls alive have undergone female genital mutilation were cut before what age? So this is referring to a surgery that is being done in the female genitals, in their sexual, in their reproductive part. That part of it is cut because of a traditional belief. Yes, the answer is 15 years old. So the short form for this is called FGM. If you want to know more about this term, you can also jot it down, and you can research more about this later. And it's called usually online, when you see the word FGM, female genital mutilation, it is about the removing of a certain part of the female or the reproductive parts in our body. And this is also based on a traditional belief and also some gender inequality as well. And the reason why we have put it here is because it also affects the body and the structure and the life of a girl after they have gone through this surgery. So it's not, it affects them a lot. Okay, next question.